a full presidential escort lining the tarmac. Whisper replied through the cabin. Are we landing in a war zone? One foreign asked the neighbors. No, that's just military protocol, something replied. Maybe something important in arriving. Another said. The French CEO smiled, chuckling. Must be for me. Clara laughed along, already preparing to escort him off the plane first, clipboard in hand. But the moment the plane stopped, everything changed. Arrived at Ouagadougou. Through the window, passengers watched at presidential guard in sharp and uniform line up with the weapons at their side. Behind them stood Burkina Faso top ministers, the Minister of Defense, the Foreign Minister, and the head of security, standing still in the head-like status of power. Clear peeked through the window and gasped, "What is this?" she whispered. The CEO started, smoothing his suit. "Clear, this is for me," he said. "I told you I'm involved in big projects." But before anyone could move, a tall officer in a black beret boarded the aircraft. His boots echoed through the ISO. Every face turned as stopped at seat 2A. He raised his hand to his forehead in a crisp military salute. "Mura President, welcome home." The entire cabinet fell silent. You could hear heads stop. Clara, as dropped, her hand began to tremble. Ibrahim Traore slowly stood, calm, dignified, not a word spoken. The CEO stepped back, mouth agape. "President," he stammered. Traore gave a simple nod, not angry, not proud, just a man who no longer needed to explain himself. Another officer stepped in. "We have instructions," he said, his colleague looked directly at Clara and the CEO. "You two will come with me, with us." Clara's voice cracked. Wait, why me?" "You were being detained for questioning," the officer replied. "You have public disrespected the head of state on nation soil. That is serious offense." Clara stammered, trying to explain. "No, this has to be a mistake. I was just doing my job." But no one listened. Traore stepped off the plane and was immediately met by his people, his guards, his ministers, and a cheering crowd. Beyond the airport fence, cameras, flashes, the truth was out. The man they judged by appearance was now seen for who he truly was. Back on the place, Clara and the CEO were placed in handcuffs. Passengers watched in student silently as the two were escorted down the steps. Their head lowered, a loud clashes, and that was only the beginning. The tarmac plastered beneath and the Burkina Faso sun, but all eyes were on the two who had once treated with pride. Now, being led away in shame, they were placed in a separate black vehicle, surrounded by elite presidential guards. No one said a word, not even the officers. The silence was deafening. It was the silence of dignity reclaiming its place. Inside the terminal, President Ibrahim Traore stood before a small globe of place. Come, without anger, he spoke. In Burkina Faso, we don't look at a man's skin to measure his worth. We don't bow to more money or to old colonial habits. Here, we respect dignity, humanity, and our people. That is the new Africa. The story spread like wildfire. Footage of the salute, the CEO being dragged away. Social media exploded. News clips played on loop. The youth across the continent celebrated. Hashtags trended. The Minister of Justice formally changed and the CEO with public insult and discrimination against a head of state. The French embassy tried to intervene, but Traore responded firmly. This is not a colony. This is a sovereign nation. They will face justice like anyone easy. Air France scrambled to control the damage, issuing a generic apology within 24 hours, fiery with corporate language and empty regret, but it wasn't enough. Outgladed citizens across Africa called for boycotts. Clara, now in a detention center outside Agadugu, broke down in tears during questioning. I didn't know who is was, she sobered. I was just following procedures. The investigator responded cold. You didn't need to know who he was. You just needed to treat him like a human being. The CEO now faced legal action in both Burkina Faso and France. He tried to use his influence, but the court made a powerful ruling. No immunity, no special treatment, justice would be equal. Traore never gloated. He never mocked them. He simply returned to his presidential duties, building land, empowered young people, strengthening to the military. But the moment on that the press became lagged, a quiet man in a hodor, a flight attendant with prejudice, a CEO blinded by pride, and a landing that changed everything.